Like most of the UK's rivers, the Aller had been interfered with. It had been artificially straightened to keep the land dry, but it left little room for nature. So here's the question. Is it possible to do the ecological equivalent of a complete reboot, to reset the river and let it find its own course through the landscape? Other projects in the UK have re-wiggled rivers, using diggers to reconstruct the curves they used to have. But here in Somerset, the National Trust decided to do something much more radical. They completely filled the river in with earth and rubble and then waited to see what would happen next. We went to see the project just after the heavy work had finished. A year on, and things have changed. It really is foggy now, isn't it? It's absolutely brilliant.
It is absolutely phenomenal. It is just transformed. It is green, it's messy, it's noisy. You walk through and the insects go up, and then you stop and listen, and the bird song is just amazing.
Because what's so interesting about this is you didn't actually know what was going to happen, did you?
No, it's like, yeah, it's one of the kind of, the first projects that really has been done like this on this scale in England. There's a lot of uncertainty and kind of, you know, what's going to happen, what's going to look like, is it going to do what we think it's going to do, which is both a little bit scary but also, you know, brilliantly exciting.
Scientists have been using drones to help monitor the changes. The images from the air prompt a fundamental question. Freed from the constraints of its banks, is this really still a river at all?
You no longer have that single channel, what we think of as a river. What you have instead is a complex, messy wetland environment. You can't even see when the original channel was. You have multiple threads, multiple ponds, multiple wetland areas.
It is that complex network of different environments which brings the explosion of life the scientists say they've recorded here. Not just birds, but mammals too, including endangered water voles. They'd better be careful, though, because there are predators here too. But what happens downriver? The villages regularly flood, so there was a lot of concern about the impact the changes would have, and a lot of anxiety in the National Trust team, especially when last winter turned out to be one of the wettest on record.
Post-restoration, we had some really significant rainfall events, you know, unprecedented really. The site responded really well. We didn't get any downstream flooding. Other villages in and around Somerset, you know, really badly flooded, you know, and here in Allerford and Bossington, you know, no flooding. And the data's backed that up now. We've got from sort of Exeter and Nottingham universities, you know, we've significantly reduced the flood peak and helped protect downstream communities from that extreme weather.
Restoring wetlands is a priority for the National Trust. It estimates the UK has lost 90% of its wetlands in the last 100 years alone. River resets like this won't work everywhere, but the results here in Somerset have been so good, the Trust is already considering sites where it could be repeated. Justin Rowlatt, BBC News, West Somerset.